everyday self-defense cane like this, or it can be a Cane Masters combat cane, one of these basic training canes, or it could be an everyday carry Cane Masters cane, a little bit nicer. Doesn't matter what it is, a everyday walking cane will do. Start with a cane in your hand with the palm facing up, and you're gonna move it around in a circle. You're gonna crank it like this. This is a warm-up spin with your cane. Cane spinning or combat cane spinning is designed to keep your body safe from injury during the workout, to get the blood flowing, to strengthen the grip, to get everything stronger. Oh, good. I'm glad you have class today. Welcome. Welcome to this online class. We're going to train a little bit first with our combat cane. So you're bringing the cane around. Combat cane spinning is as simple as softening the grip. So it's going to be closed but not squeezing tight. So it's closed and relaxed, and you're just going around in a circle. You're going around in a circle like this. At first, your stomach will be up and in. You can do this standing, and you can do it seated in a chair. You're going to bring it across and back in front of your body. The goal with combat cane spinning is to loosen all of the joints, get the blood to flow, heal the joints, get the plasma in there, strengthen your grip, strengthen your arms, your shoulders, engage your core muscles. So it's a good overall workout, especially when you come across and back this way. It's kind of, think of it as kind of a palm slap across the face and the back of the hand coming back the other way. That's that same motion here and here. You can also use this, if you like, to defend yourself with strikes against the opponent. You don't have to. I don't use it for that. I use it mostly for warming up and building strength and power. And you're going to develop the callus on the hand that allows you to slide your hand up so that you can strike quickly with your cane. So in this position, you're going forward. I'm going to show you a new variation on this one today. This is still a beginner's workout, but we can get a little bit more intermediate in these spins. This is spinning on the right side. When I spin on the left side, or the opposite side of my body, it's hard to get the crook around. So instead, as I bring it around, I'm going to turn my hand in and spin it around the back of the hand, kind of like a palm spin. So here I'm spinning it the way you already know how, and then over here I'm going to bring it through and I can spin it this way. So then you can spin here a couple times, spin here a couple times. You can add that in, a couple of these spins, and then you're going to go into that spin. When you're ready to bring it back out, bring it over here. That's just a mild, small variation to take your basic cane spinning technique or your combat cane spinning and start to go into some more intermediate to advanced techniques. So you can see all I did was open the hand, and I'm using the long side to spin around the small side of my hand, where over here the long side is coming out of the thumb side or the big side of my hand. From here I spin here, a couple spins, bring it over, and then simply from here turn your hand so that it's more vertical, coming up this way out of the ground, perpendicular to the ground, where here it's going to be more parallel to the ground. So one more time from here, and this is just because you asked. Can you show me a little bit more intermediate to advanced spinning techniques? I want you to add this in, bring it back out, bring it over, spin a little bit, bring it back out, and of course repeat the same thing on the other side. That's just for warm-up. I also want you to start to build more power in the legs, or your power strikes, your knockout strikes, knockout strikes with the cane or the hand. We're going to talk about what happens today if you lose the cane, if somehow they take it or you've dropped it, how you can create some power in basic strikes for self-defense. This is a self-defense style. That's what we're working on. Self-defense, combat cane or cane self-defense. From here, put it in between your legs, just in front of your belly button. You're going to grab it with both hands, and you're going to do a small squat, pushing your bum back as if you're sitting into a chair. And I know the bag and I are wearing the same clothes, right? Same color. But it's just pushing your, this is very important. And for me, I've done it for so long, I don't really think about it. But when I work with you, I start to see sometimes people will do this, coming forward. Make sure that instead of coming forward, you're pushing backward. That's going to protect your knees. It's going to build the power in the legs. That's going to build your stability for that combat cane striking technique, building power in the legs, and you're using your hands to take some of the weight of your body off of your legs. So you can start to build power in your legs. Again, and lean your body out faster, pushing your hips back and away. You're going to do this for 30 seconds, over and over again, starting to build power in those legs for that knockout strike. It's also going to lean your muscles out, give you better mobility in your legs, better strength, better endurance for the self-defense fight. You want to be able to last as long as you can. Good morning, Nick. It's good to see you. You're going to hold your cane here up from the hook or the crook just a little bit, and you can get that by sliding it, letting gravity take that big fist. I think of that as a big knuckle. Let that take that down a little bit, and now you're simply just choking up and down on the cane a little, and I want you to go outside in this basic spin. So this is still a beginner workout, and I'm showing you some beginner and some intermediate progressions or things that you can do if you've been training with me for a while to move into the next level, kind of an intermediate level of combat cane spinning. And the only reason that you would do this is to build more flexibility. The only reason you would do this is to disguise repetition of those strikes so that you can defend yourself. The only reason you would do it is to build strength and endurance in your grip and in your forearm. You're spinning outside here, and then I want you to bring it inside and spin it on the inside of your body. Now, we warmed up with this. You know how to do this one. This one is a little bit different in that your hand is now going to stay closed the whole way through. Hello, Camel or Camel. You're going around, and you're going to start to build more strength, flexibility, endurance in the forearm and the tendons and the joints. Going to bring it out here. And when you talk about self-defense, becoming fit for self-defense or fit for fighting fit, you need to have four main things. Strength is number one. They're all equally important. So they come out of me, number one is strength, but that doesn't mean it's any more important. Strength, mobility, your ability to move around. Do that on the other side, put it in the other hand. Flexibility. Flexibility keeps you strong, keeps you healthy, also keeps you more injury-free, allows you to move in more directions for self-defense. And then endurance. Endurance is extremely important. If you can only last for 10 seconds and the fight lasts longer than that, which a lot of times for self-defense it does, you're in trouble. Big, big trouble. So work on your strength, mobility, flexibility, and endurance. That's what all these exercises are doing for you now. We're doing intermediate progression, spins. You can see that it fires those muscles in your forearm, building strength. And what is this? This is a strike, right? That's that basic strike, slashing strike, and then your grip becomes strong for when you start to smash forward. I think it's about time. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the intermediate stuff. It's about time we add some intermediate spins in here. But they have to make sense. They have to make sense for self-defense for me. In other words, there are a lot of cool things that you can do with your combat cane spinning, but if it doesn't add value in those four categories, strength, flexibility, mobility, or endurance, then I probably won't add it. But I know, because I do this every day, that adding this really builds speed, strength, power in that grip. And if you have a stronger grip than the person who's attacking you, they're going to have a hard time getting that cane. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. They're going to have a hard time. You said I did a great job on the basics, so we're going to add intermediate. I appreciate that comment. From here, put it together, and you have your figure eight spin or your infinity spin. Speed it up or slow it down however you need to, but don't open the hand. This, you'll see this. People will do this. Other instructors might say this. That's a good way, in my opinion, to lose your cane. Keep your hand closed. Learn how to fight from behind your cane. And notice how tight I'm keeping this X. I'm keeping this spinning figure eight or spinning X in front of my body. This is a version of it, but this opens you up, allows them to close that gap, right? Don't let them close the gap. Learn how to fight from behind your cane. And again, you might not use the spinning for self-defense. You might not be striking with it, but you're going to use parts of it, right? That strike, you will use that for self-defense. And so this is gonna help you improve as long as you keep it tight, right in front of your body. Put it in the other hand, same thing. From side to side, 30 seconds per hand. Now let's go back to the legs. And I know we haven't done a lot of self-defense strikes yet, but I really want you to prime the muscles in the body, get the blood flowing, start to build or activate all the different muscle groups that you will use when you start to strike. Make yourself a lot stronger, a lot faster, a more stable foundation, more power in the legs for that knockout strike. When you train with your cane for self-defense. All cane self-defense should be simple and practical in my experience, in my opinion, in my training. I try to keep it as simple as I can. And I want to add these basic strengthening exercises so when you do strike, you have knockout power for self-defense. All right, so from here, we've done some warm up the wrists, some warm up of the legs. I want to go into one set of striking, and I'm going to do these in combinations today so we're getting the most bang for the buck. The first one, from this position, your hook is going to be facing behind you, and you're going to step in and close the gap of the threat. Yes, that's a good point. You will throw the bow more when you do it that way. From here to there, you know what's going to happen too, and I'm going to show you this exercise for flexibility with the cane today. When you're doing anything behind your back, flexibility in the shoulders. See how far back I go? A lot of times when you start, you're about this far back, or maybe this far, and so you're having to adjust quite a bit. When you get your flexibility here, I'm going to show you that exercise. It's going to be a lot easier. From this position, my weight's on it. I step in, closing the distance. Now you can step in or step away. The only rule is put the cane between you and the threat. If they have a knife, the blade might be this long. It's very short compared to your cane. You still have reach advantage. You have the ability to go right straight into the face, which is going to be your first technique. And here's why. If you can make your first strike. Yes, Adrish, it's good to see you. I am, to answer your question, going to continue to do these live streams, but I'm going to put in some of the other format where I can slow things down, show you more intricate detail on different weapons, how we do things. And when we do these live streams, we can work out together. This is going to come straight in to the face. Your goal is to interrupt their pattern, especially if it's somebody who's used to attacking people, a predator, a bully, a thug, a group of thugs. You're going to go straight for the face first to try to create that disruption of a big piece of wood smashing through their face. If you can knock them out, that's even better. Turn that off before you have to turn off their operating system. Knock them out unconscious before they can harm somebody, harm you or someone else. So your weight's here, you're going to step in, creating a smaller target. I will have you step back or step in, but either way, I'm very wide person. If I go like this, I've just cut myself in half. You'll cut yourself in half, size-wise. And then you put your hard, bony surfaces, plus this hard piece of oak. It's that Cane Master's oak cane. That's the first link below if you want to see it. From here, I create that distance, and I cut off your opportunity to close the gap and hit me with the knife, a fist, a stick, a skateboard. And this is between me and you, me and the threat. Plus, you want to take away their ability to see clearly their targets. That interrupts their pattern gets interrupted. Yours, you've trained, now you're in control. I want you to take control of the self-defense fight. As many aspects as possible. The first thing you do is you close off the distance or create distance, but either way, you stick that cane between you and them. Are you talking about this one? That was my slow motion. All right, so we're going here. You want to hear this motion? That's this. Just using the momentum. You can go faster and faster and faster. Create that distance. Thrust. Your first strike is going to be a thrust. It's a 3-strike combination. Thrust. And then today, because I want you to do some fancy things, and I want you to work on your improving your shoulder flexibility. Remember I said I want you to get this kind of flexibility. I want you to have strength all the way through that range of motion. So you're going to start here. You're going to thrust. And then I want you to bring it to your shoulder, your opposite shoulder. So from here, I go straight in, and then I'm going to drop my thumb to the floor. As I drop the thumb to the floor, I'm going to bring this, it's protecting my head by the way, bring that up and around my back, sliding the whole way until it's on the same shoulder, right hand, right shoulder. Again, it's thrust, thumb, opposite arm, that's my left shoulder, guarding my head to my other shoulder, strike. I just hit myself a little bit with the horn. And you won't. It's just because I'm talking to you on the camera and I'm focused on you. Thrust, or you might, I don't know. As long as you have one foot in front of the other one, you shouldn't. Make your right foot in front of your left. Thank you for that comment, the great content. I appreciate that. Our great stuff. From my shoulder, I want to come forward. I want you to make this a habit. The real reason that I'm having you bring it to your shoulder is I want all your strikes to come from your shoulder and not from space, not from Mars or Pluto or whatever. Way out here, when the strike comes in this way, the threat is going to instinctively stop this arm, and you're not going to have much power here. This thing, the muscles that bring this in here are not as strong as the muscles that push out here. When you push out here, you can turn your shoulder going straight out, and you can create a lot of devastation. When you're swinging down here, this is what you did when you were 5, by the way, when you got mad at your little sister because she grabbed your toy and you went to, right? I wanted to give you a visual. We're not doing that anymore. We're not 5. It's self-defense for grown-ups. From here, you're thrusting right into the face. Bring it to your shoulder, around, sliding it right here, and then pushing forward. And that's a very hard, powerful strike. I'm going to move the camera just so we can see a little bit better. So you can see, I can see fine. From here, it's because I'm in the same room, right? From here, thrust, shoulder, and then just like, boom, like an arrow, right? You let all that tension go like a rubber band, like a slingshot. Boom, you're going to let all that tension go right in there. So from here, one more time, put the threat or the stick between you and the threat. From here, that's the cane. Thrust right into their face. Push them back, right? From here, back up, strike. Bring it through, strike. And then, once you strike here, I'm going to have you bring it back around. Touching the same shoulder now, the thumb facing the ground, sliding along the back. Hand up, guarding the top of your head until it's on the other shoulder. And then you're going to bring it and take out his leg for self-defense. Take out the legs. So we're doing, this is a 3-striking combination. From here, I step in or step back. Either way, the cane is between me and the threat. Interrupting their line of sight, taking away their sight picture, making them have to move around my cane. I'm going to stick it right in his face for self-defense. I'm going to bring it along until I get it right next to my ear. I can touch my thumb onto my own ear. Right thumb or left thumb. No, that's my right hand. Right thumb, right ear, right? And then from here, striking, trying to turn off their operating system, bringing it back around to the other shoulder and down to the leg. Now, if you can have a ceiling that's as tall as you are, right? Maybe you're sitting on the bus. Maybe you're sitting on a plane. Maybe you're sitting in a chair at the bus station waiting for something, minding your own business. You thrust. I'm not creating that much distance above myself, right? From here, I'm bringing it down. So in other words, it's not going to get stuck on anything overhead. It's not going to hit a tree. It's not going to hit the ceiling. because it's here, it's going straight out. And I want you to train like that so you can get that concept into your head for self-defense and make it work for you. Thrust into the face, thrust, or slash and slash. 3 striking combination. One more time. It goes face, temple, knee. Knee, femur, lower leg, whatever it is. Yeah, in theory, yes, absolutely. But remember, the reason I'm having you do this. Now, here's what happens in a real fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6. Break that across their face. Break that down, smashing them down. You're going to fight like that. Right now, we're training to develop the technique, the skill, the muscle. And what I see happens most often, I'm going to move you back just a little bit. What I see happens most often when I train with you in person is that these are the strikes. Everything's coming from way far away, which is very inefficient, very weak, puts a lot of stress. And I'm glad you're here. Don't ever apologize for being late. I was just in the grocery store this morning, and a woman, she was getting some stuff off of a shelf. She was there with her mother, grown women, and the grandmother said, yeah, exactly. You can bleed if there's an imaginary bad guy. But we're not training, we're training proper technique. We're training range of motion. And then we're gonna get rid of all the extra excess that doesn't work. We're just gonna get it down and dirty and keep it straight right in front of the face. But this woman says to me, she's trying to get her stuff. She's got a shop, I got a shop. You know, she's shopping for the family or whatever. And her mom says, whatever her name is, "You're in the way, this man wants to get through." And the woman looks at me, she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I said, "Don't say you're sorry." I said, "Don't tell your kids to say you're sorry. You have every right to be there, getting your stuff. I can wait. I can go around if I have a problem with it." But we have to stop saying we're sorry for just about everything, right? That's part of the problem. Self-defense, learning how to speak up for yourself, learning how to tell somebody, "You don't have to like me, but you can't make fun of me. You don't have to like me, but you can't hurt me. You don't have to like me, but you can't shut me down," whatever it is, right? We don't have to agree, but back off, right? You don't have to say sorry for everything. Save it for the big stuff. You punch me in the face and you feel bad about it later, you come up, "Hey man, I lost my temper. I'm sorry," and then it'll mean something. But if you're just in my way, don't apologize for that. You can look and say, "Hey, I'll be done in a minute." All right, from here, I'm not saying don't be polite, but is that polite? Or is that, everybody's afraid of, you know, we all live in the world together. Let's learn how to get around. You know, we need more New Yorkers. The New Yorkers down here, they don't say sorry. They look at you like, "What are you doing in my way?" All right, anyway, back to it. Yeah, exactly, I agree. I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, so I'm here, I'm gonna thrust, I'm gonna bring it around, thrust, or slash and slash. Thrust, bring it around the back, and down. And remember, the reason you're bringing it around the back is I want you to train striking from the shoulder, right? In the real fight, it's just like in a kendo fight. You know, kendo with the bamboo swords, and they wear all the gear. When they fight, it's very small motions. But when they train, it's all the way to the spine, to the crack of the bum. And then they've got to go, but then they get in the fight. It's just like I say about boxers all the time. A boxer is going to come in here, and he's going to use all these bags. He's going to spend hours on that speed bag. He's going to hit that one for power. He's going to hit this one to work his head techniques, his bobbing and weaving, his footwork. He's not going to use that. The Muay Thai guy uses that. But then he's going to hit that big, heavy 150-pound bag, develop knockout power, and he's going to jump a rope. None of that is he going to take in the ring with him. But he's got to train. He uses that to condition the body to build his technique. When you're bringing it around the back, when you're doing the combat cane spinning, and you add the new intermediate spins, you're doing that not to take that into the self-defense fight. You're doing that to make yourself, yeah, you're right. They do push past you. You're doing that to get ready for the self-defense fight, to build the skills that allow you to do the other things. All right, that's where we're going to stop it. But I do want to show you one more thing. And I've been putting this into all the workouts because I think it's really valuable, really important. You get this rubber band. This is it's not rubber, it's actually silicone, I think. But it comes around the back. I put the link below if you want to see what these cost. They're very inexpensive. And now you're doing standing push-ups. But more importantly than standing push-ups, you're starting to build power in the chest, in the triceps, right? In the forearms, in the grip, and endurance. This is all about endurance. You want endurance in the muscle, squeeze the belly tight, and then you can do it different ways. You can do slow, keep it time under tension, 30 seconds slow. You can fast, explosive motions. You can do push and turn, then you can strike, push, turn, strike, so that you have to, all right, good luck, stay safe on that fire call. You just go over and over, squeezing the chest, not so you look pretty, not so you look good on the beach, but so that when you strike, you're able to knock somebody out for self-defense. So grab your band, get a combat cane like this. We have these, if you want to look at the first link, see what these are. And then there are other options. Reach out to me, go to pasquinelli.com, pasquinelli.com, please sign up. Help me grow this channel. I need your help. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in just a little bit.